Aloha and welcome to Knitted Paradise, where the needles are clicking and the yarn is squishy. My name is Lucia and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Pearl of the Pacific. Today is Saturday, November 18th, and this is episode 143. The one where I actually remember to write down the episode number. So hello, it's been quite a while. I have a table full of things to show you. I fully intended on recording, I think it was 2 weeks ago, but I ended up having to go back to Hawaii unexpectedly for a family thing, and so that took up that weekend, and then I was in Hawaii for a weekend, and now I'm back. So I'm here and I'm excited to show you some stuff. So first, for Below the Conch, I have a couple announcements. One of them is for the yarn that I'm reviewing, which is this yarn, which I will talk about later. It's from Shepherd's Lamb. I think I talked about it last time. Pan off the table, off the table. Sorry, the cat. Cat distractions. Anyway, they are having a giveaway to win a classic wool blanket, which is super awesome. The giveaway ends on the 30th of November. So I will post the link in the show notes and you should enter to win because that's super cool. If you want a wool blanket that you don't have to knit. Unless you really like knitting them, but I think this one looked really cool. It wasn't knit, it was just like felted, I think. Anyway, it looked cool. I put these show notes together. I actually did show notes too, mainly because there's a ton of stuff to remember and I'm probably gonna forget half of it anyway. But I remember looking at it a few weeks ago and now I've forgotten. But that is happening. And also, another thing, sorry, I'm like trying to figure out where to put things on this table, is that I was sent some awesome enamel pins from my friend Ellen, who is now Fiber and Brimstone. I don't know if you can see those, but these are skeins of yarn and they're enamel pins. They come in 3 different colors. If I can hold them properly, here you go. So there's like a turquoise and a pink and a purple. And I just think they're super cool. And they're tonal, they're not solid, which I think is even cooler. They're not all one color. I don't know how much of that you can see, but they're cool. And she also sent me some stickers in the same colors. So you can kind of see a little bit better what the pins look like. So they're the same colors. So I'm gonna give one of these away, and so I'm going to, at the end, I will post a question probably in the Ravelry group, which is Knitted Paradise Podcast, under this episode thread. If you go in there and answer the question, I will randomly choose a winner and you will get a pin and the matching sticker. I don't know what color yet, but we'll see. But you'll get both of these, which I think are super cool. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, these are really cool. I know she contacted me a while ago and she was on Kickstarter for these, and I know she met her goal and even all her stretch goals, so she got to do all 3 colors. And these are really sturdy. They've got this like pinch back. You can just pull them off. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a pointy thing, and then it's got this, and they are super sturdy and super well made. So I'm really excited. So those are here, and I've been keeping a pile of things to show on the podcast, so those in my pile. So these are awesome. And now you can find her at fireandbrimstone.com. So if you're looking for those and you don't want to wait for the giveaway, or they might make really good Christmas gifts. Stocking stuffers. These have stocking stuffers written all over them. Swap packages. Oh yeah, perfect. So that is Fire and Brimstone. I will link to that in the show notes as well. Next, on the island, I have a ton of stuff and it's kind of all over the place. But first I will talk about this lovely thing, which is the yarn that I got for review from Shepherd's Land. It's certified organic, 100% fine wool from the mountains of northern New Mexico. And it's naturally dyed, and this is with black walnut, which I think is super cool. And it's very, I wouldn't say it's super rustic. It's definitely not a super wash. I'm knitting the beeswax cowl. I started as a hat, and then I realized that this yarn isn't very stretchy. It's not very springy. It doesn't have, it's very sturdy, but it doesn't have a lot of, I don't know if you can see that at all. It doesn't have a lot of elasticity. That's what I was saying. So it's not gonna make a great hat, but I thought, ooh, it'll make a great cowl. So, I mean, it probably could make a great hat. I may still make it into a hat, I don't know yet. But anyway, I started this a couple weeks ago on another trip that I went on, and I had to pack in a very small bag and because of plane restrictions, and I was like, all right, I'm taking a one skein project and I wanted to use this yarn so I could talk about it, so this is what I took. But since I've gotten back, I haven't really worked on it a whole lot. But now that it is cold and it's actually snowing outside, it's like snow rain. It was raining earlier and now it's kind of snowing, but it's not cold enough to stick. You know, it's very wet outside. I did go outside and just so that I could actually leave the house. Because I worked from home yesterday, so I didn't leave the house today. I was like, I need to leave the house. So I ran a quick errand, and yeah, it's wet and cold. So this is the yarn. It's got great stitch definition. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm totally out of practice here. It's got amazing stitch definition. It's very nice to knit with. I'm actually knitting it on wooden needles because that's what I had available in the size I wanted. And it's not, they're not too grippy with it. I was afraid that because it's more of like a natural wool, that it wouldn't, like it would stick too much, and it's a little sticky, but that was okay because I didn't want it slipping off my needles in my bag. So that was okay. And, but I love the stitch definition of it, and I can tell it's going to be really, really warm, which is going to be great when I'm standing outside in the freezing cold waiting for the bus stop, or waiting at the bus stop for the bus. So I will hopefully get that finished in the near future because I'm going to want it very soon. But at the moment I'm working on some other things that are more time sensitive than this. So I'm gonna put that in the done bucket over here. It's how I collect things. I have this bucket that I use it for washing and blocking stuff, and for podcasting I just use it to collect things that I need to talk about. So that is on the island. What is next? Christmas stockings. I've been knitting a lot of Christmas stockings. A friend of mine wanted me to knit Christmas stockings for her family, and actually 2 pets. There's 7 stockings in total. And so I ordered some Knit Picks, what is this, Bravo worsted, in a bunch of different colors. And this is the one I was working on today, which is a snowman. And they all have contrasting toes and heels and cuff, and then I use that same contrasting color to do a design. So this is a snowman. I do plan on maybe making a carrot for nose and like some buttons, because I do have a little bit of black and orange that I can use for this. So, and in order to not have to do intarsia, I put some snowflakes on it, and so that just kind of took care of crazy floats. I mean, there's still crazy floats in here, but hopefully they're not too bad. So that is that, and this is the same thing on the other side. And the snowflakes are totally random. I kind of tried to do them as random as I could get them. I don't know how random I actually got them, but this is another stocking that I knit for them, and this was the stars. I tried to do kind of stars. I didn't really know. This is the first one I did. And I'm going to put names up here, so that's what that huge chunk is for. But that is one, and I've actually, this is the last person stocking, then I've got the 2 pet stockings to do, and then weave in a ton of ends. So I'm hoping to weave in some ends today, and then do the embroidery this week for the names. I'm just gonna do a double stitch. Like, I don't know if you've ever done that, where you just kind of follow the knit stitches and duplicate stitch. That's what it's called, duplicate stitch. I've done it before, but it's been a while. So I'm going to duplicate stitch those on so that, excuse me, I didn't have to do the names, because I wanted to like figure out the spacing and stuff. And yeah, so those are happening. The other ones are like in the box. I've just been like knitting them next one, you know, just to get through them, and then go back and do all the finishing work, which is gonna be a mountain now. So those are those stockings. Let's see what else is on the needles. Is some socks. Here we go. I haven't touched these in a very, very long time. Oh, those are done. They're just so these are my friend's fraternal socks. I think I showed these last time. I don't think they've gotten any progress. But I finished one, and I'm working on the leg of the other one. Oh, foot, sorry. Foot. I knit them top down. I know it's weird for me. But I'm working on the foot, and I've done the gusset, and I just have the foot and the toe to do. And probably won't take me very long, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. So those are still being worked on. And I think I showed my other friend's fraternal socks. They are done too, although I realized that I need to cut them from the ball and weave in ends and such too. But these are my other ones. And these are the Shanana Friends socks from the Minnesota 52 book. And then these are the, has something to do with space. I don't remember. Anyway, that's the pattern. It's very cool. And those are done. They just need to be ends woven in, and apparently I need to finish this because I just pulled it out. Anyway, that's what happens when you shove things in your bag and then pull them out haphazardly. So those are done. Another socks that I've finished that I haven't, I don't think I ever showed you. I showed you the yarn after I went to Stitches, but these are the ones I did for my mother-in-law, and I wish I had finished them because I saw her on one of my trips, and I hadn't finished them yet. I hadn't remembered that I had actually finished the knitting. So these will get mailed to her at some point. But these are done, and they also need ends woven in and blocking. So maybe I will, oh, that will also need to be cut from the ball. I'm a little lackluster on my finishing work here apparently, but the knitting is done. So those are socks that are done. These are, oh, what is in here? Oh, here's another pair of socks that I think I finished a long time ago and never showed. These I think are the directional socks, and they are out of another Crafty Girl in the I Can Fix It colorway. See, the other day I was looking for these socks. I was like, I know I knit a pair of socks out of this colorway. Here they are. They also need ends woven in and washing and blocking. So these are done. I'm gonna add these to the pile of things that need to be, oh, they're actually cut from the ball. That's a step in the right direction. Hey, hey! All right, we'll put those in the bucket. And we'll deal with that later. Okay, back to On the Island. Sweater, 2 sweaters, okay. No, this one's mostly done. we're just jumping all over the place here. So this is my faded sweater. I didn't follow that pattern. I followed the Riverside something or other. Anyway, so I followed that for the shoulder shaping, and then I just kind of faded it in. And I took this actually on my trip to Hawaii because I needed to re-knit the end of the sleeves. They were super baggy. So I ripped them back to about here. Actually, I wore it quite a bit in Hawaii with the ends like dangling out. And I wove in the rest of the ends on the plane on the way there. And then on the way back, or while I was there, I think I fixed the ends here. So I had already washed and blocked it. And it fits really nicely, but now then I had to re-knit this part, and I just did some decreases, and now it's fine, but I need to re-wash and block this end part because it's all kinky. So those are done. Oh, I need to weave in, I think, the end. No, I did weave in the end. Haha! So this is done minus some minor washing and blocking. And the other sweater that I took with me to Hawaii to work on, and I actually finished the sleeves on it, was my Cracked Pepper. Ta-da! Out of Leading Men Fiber Arts. And I had finished the body before I went, but I hadn't done the sleeves. So I did the sleeves. And one I did pretty much on the plane ride back. And the other one I did while I was there. I don't remember which is which. Anyway, so the sleeves are done. I still have to pick up and do the neckline. And I was putting it on to test the sleeves, and the body is a little bit tight, which is not how I wanted it. So I may rip back to the armpits because it's top down, and I've already picked up the underarms and knit the sleeves, so I'm not redoing those, but I might pick up or go back to the armpits and re-knit a little bit bigger from there, because I did do a little bit of waist shaping, and I may just take that out, and because I wanted it, like, I like my sweaters kind of fitted, but I also like to be able to wear a shirt under them and not have it super tight. So I was kind of hoping that would be a little, and I have a ton of yarn left over, so I'm not worried about having enough yarn for that. So I think that is it for, whatchamacallit, Set Sail and On the Island, kind of combined. I have some things for On the Horizon that I'm going to talk about. Okay. I had to reset the camera a little bit. So one of my coworkers contacted me because someone in their building had posted on some forum that they wanted, or they needed someone to knit some stockings, some Christmas stockings. This is different than my friend who wanted Christmas stockings. And I was like, yeah, I can knit Christmas stockings. What does this Christmas stocking look like? So she sent me a picture, and then I was like, yeah, I can knit that. And so the other day I went and met her, and there's a bell on the toe. I'm trying to keep it kind of quiet. And she gave me this one. This is one of the ones she has, and she wants 3 more. 1 by Christmas. Because I was like, I can't knit 3 by Christmas, but I can knit 1 by Christmas. And so yeah, so I got this, and I just ordered the yarn last night. Yeah, and it's a mix of a couple different yarns because I was trying to get the colors as close as possible. I couldn't quite get them that where they were, but it's knit flat in intarsia, which I have done, but I haven't done it in a while, so this is going to be an adventure. But it's got these on the back and then Santa on front. So I'm going to be knitting these hopefully very soon, as soon as the yarn comes. So I'm trying to finish the other Christmas stockings so that when the yarn comes for this, I can start this. She said she'd sew the sequins on, because I was like, I don't have sequins. I hadn't really factored that into the time schedule, so, or the bell. I'm like, I could get a bell. but I've ordered the yarn and it should be here next week sometime. And so that is on the horizon of things to knit. I also I ordered some yarn for a couple pairs of socks that people have asked me to knit them. And also a friend asked me to knit her some hats that I totally forgot about when I was ordering yarn. So I'll have to find yarn for that somewhere. So that is coming, that's on the horizon. And other things on the horizon are just to finish all of these things. I mean, honestly, they just need to be done. I'd like to kind of clear off my needles as much as possible by the end of the year. Because I'm really enjoying knitting sweaters. I'm really enjoying wearing knit sweaters. I'm actually wearing one. This is my boathouse top. I wouldn't really call it a sweater because it's short sleeve, but it's short sleeve sweater. And it's the same, you'll notice, it's the same yarn that's on the top of this one. It's literally the exact same yarn. I forget what each of them are, but, oh, the green's Lost City Knits. This is also Lost City Knits. And the white is, I forget, but anyway, that is those. And the other thing I have here on my table is some yarn that I got for a yarn review for December. So the shepherd's lamb, sorry, the cowl that I'm making, or maybe the hat, I don't really know, was my November review, and this is going to be my December review. And this is Prairie Spun DK, spun and dyed by Brown Sheep Company in Mitchell, Nebraska. It's 100% wool. This color is Damselfly, and it's a 3-ply. It doesn't say, what kind of wool, but I think it's local. Oh, it feels really soft, so I'm really excited. And I got 2 skeins, and they also sent me a pattern for a cowl, so I'm going to be making that with these 2. So that's also on my list of things to do. But I really like this color, so I'm very excited. I gave them a couple options because with yarn reviews, I'm like, just kind of send me something that looks good and I'll knit with it. So I'm very, very excited about that. And ooh, what's in here? I found a bag that I hadn't opened yet. Oh, it's another stocking. Okay. This was one I did snowflakes. So that's another one in that pile of things. Obviously, ends need to be woven in and thus and such. But I think that might be it. I'm looking at my list here, and I think that's it for now. I've basically got a bunch of socks that need finishing, like just the finishing work, like weaving in ends and washing and blocking, and photos taken. I also have a bunch of socks that I finished and haven't taken photos of. I've got a bunch of stockings to knit. I've got a sweater that I will finish at some point. I have some yarn reviews to knit up, and I think that's it. So I hope you guys are all having a good November. I know for the people in the US, Thanksgiving is this coming week, so I hope you all have fun plans. We are going to spend it with some good friends of ours that we normally, a couple that we usually do Thanksgiving with, and her parents come out, and it's just kind of a low-key fun thing. So I'm going to be making a pumpkin pie this year, and maybe some pumpkin other things, because I bought a pumpkin pie pumpkin, and now I need to cook it and do something with it. I've been kind of using it as decoration because it was, actually I got 2 of them, and I cooked one this morning, and it made the house smell really good, and then the other one I will probably cook up soon, but I will have a lot of pumpkin. So I was like, I'm gonna make some pumpkin something for Thanksgiving. But they usually do like the turkey and the normal stuff, and then if I want anything that's gluten and dairy free, then I usually bring that, because I'm the only one that's gluten and dairy free. So it's pretty much like, bring whatever you want, and then you can eat whatever but usually there's like the normal, turkey with like green beans and mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes and stuff like that. So it's usually pretty good. I think that's it. I think that's really it this time. I could probably ramble on for a while, but I don't want to make this too long. But hopefully I'll be back before like a month has gone by, but I make no guarantees. Life gets crazy and things happen, and thank you all for understanding. So I hope you all have a great day and a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.